fantastic afternoon lined up for you all. But before we get into that, we're going to tell you a little bit about why we're here today. And who better to do that than none other than the founder and owner of the Dylan Strong Foundation, the one and only, ladies, big round of applause for Louise, everybody.
I'm going to start by saying thank you before I forget. So I just want to say a massive thank you to Mena and the CIao Italia team for hosting such a beautiful event and having us all here. Thank you to Emma from Real Feel for being here to capture the day, and Wayne, of course, for entertaining us and keeping all things organised and all of us in line, hopefully. And of course, I have to thank you all for being here. It really means the absolute world. Your support means more than I could ever put into words. People often say to me, "You're amazing, I don't know how you do it." And if I'm completely honest, some days I don't either. But one thing I do know for sure is that I couldn't do any of this without the love, encouragement and support from the people like you. Knowing you behind me and this charity keeps me going. And that leads me perfectly on to telling you a little bit about the brave little boy behind it all, my son Dylan. I'm going to try not to cry, but I'm really tired, so I might try. If you knew Dylan, you knew that he had the ability to wind you up until you thought you might burst. Then he'd flash that beautiful cheeky smile that melted your heart every single time. He was cheeky, caring, full of mischief, and more than a little obsessed with football and the colour red. This charity was born out of Dylan's love of food, and from what we saw firsthand during his treatment, the incredible impact that good nutrition had on him. When your child is diagnosed with cancer, it feels like your whole world has been ripped away. Their health, your sense of hope, even the feeling of control over your own life, all of it seems to vanish. And yet we were lucky. We had an incredible nurse who guided us, encouraged us, and gave us something so important: hope. This is why the Dylan Strong Foundation exists. We want to give other families that same gift. We want parents to feel they can do something positive for their child, even when so much feels so out of their hands. Whether that's sending meals to pop in the freezer when exhaustion takes over, healthy hampers and activity packs to brighten up long days, or treats on birthdays and holidays to remind families that they are never alone. We want to be that quiet friend in the background, lifting some of the weight when things get heavy. It's taken some time to refine what we do and how we reach families who are already overwhelmed with appointments, treatments, endless information. But today I am proud to say that we are now supporting 8 families, and it is our aim to reach 20 by the end of the year. Our work also extends into hospitals. At the moment, we support 3 hospitals, stocking parents' rooms, children's oncology wards, with healthier meals, snacks and lollies. Having spent so much time in hospital myself, I know the stress of having a hungry child and nothing to give them. Parents often put their own needs last, so we want to make sure there's nutritious meals are available for them too. I want to say a massive thank you to Carol, who delivers everything each week to Epsom Hospital. Without her, this part of our work wouldn't be possible. By the end of the year, our goal is to be supporting another 3 hospitals. It costs around £1,000 a year to support one family, and between £2,000 to £4,000 a year to stock a hospital. This is why your support truly means the world. So today, as we sit together, surrounded by love, laughter and friendship, I want to leave you with this. Dylan taught me that even in the darkest of times, there is always a spark of light. That spark is hope. And that is exactly what the Dylan Strong Foundation is all about. Giving families hope, strength and comfort of knowing they are not alone. Your support doesn't just fund meals or hospital supplies. It gives a mum and dad a moment of peace, a child a smile and a family the courage to keep going. Together we are creating a legacy of kindness in Dylan's name, one that will continue to reach families when they need it most. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, for believing in us and for standing with every single family we support. With your help, we can continue to grow, continue to reach more families and continue to spread Dylan's light. So please enjoy today, celebrate with us and know that you are part of something truly special.
Oh, lady, big round of applause for Louise, everyone.
Like the sun, love, that
Those of you with hands on your heads, stay standing. Sorry. Stay standing. Sorry. We're going to have one more person to come up and speak. These lovely flowers that we've handed out have been donated by the very, very lovely Katie, who I'm going to introduce up now to speak. So can we have a big round of applause for the one, the only, the brilliant Katie!
I'm Katie, thank you, and I'm from Banstead. From the minute Louise asked me to do this a few weeks ago, I have had some serious imposter syndrome, and I've just been racking my brains as to kind of like what relevance my story has. But I think we're all guilty of that as women, aren't we? You know, like we have these dreams and aspirations, and speaking at incredible events like this has always been something that's on my vision board for like career marketing, as well as hopefully having a podcast one day and a cheeky Netflix script deal, but I'll tell you about that later. But I think there's always this judgmental devil on our shoulders that kind of try and hold us back for fear of being too much and not enough, and that our stories and our journeys aren't valid enough in comparison to other people. But if there's one thing I've learned from the last couple of years, is that everyone's story is valid. And everybody is walking around with some sort of heartbreak. And they're coping, and they're getting up every single day, and they're still smiling, and they're still showing up. So, by showing the world that you've survived something, or that you've decided that you wanted more, or how that you've chosen to take the crap that life has thrown at you, and you make it into something special, and something you can be proud of, and that your stories can spark a fire in a stranger's heart, and you can inspire them in some shape or form. So here's my story. Back in the summer of 2022, I was unhappily married with 2 small children. I was overweight, I was miserable, and I was really, really lonely. And just for the record, I look back at those pictures now, and all I see is really, really sad eyes and sad times, and I had these horrendous eyebrows as well. They were literally like drawn on tadpoles, but God, you never told me. You're too kind. But yeah, in general, I was just kind of surviving every day, just always conscious that there had to be more to life than this ridiculously kind of lonely life that I was leading. I was really lost, and now I realise that I was just coping with some sort of like functional depression and anxiety, which I didn't really know much about at the time. So I did what any sensible woman does when they're feeling lost and lonely. I went to a tarot reader, because that's what we do, don't we? But not just any tarot reader. I went to one who was used by half the cast of EastEnders, so she had to be good, right? I was going off the fact that, you know, half the cast of EastEnders had gone to her, so she's got to be good. So anyway, I had this reading, I had to wait months for it, so I was hoping it was going to be good. And she basically tells me that the life that I want and the dreams that I have won't happen unless I change one huge aspect of my life. And she couldn't tell me what this was exactly, but she said in a nutshell that nothing will ever change or evolve unless I change one huge part of my life. So I spent the next couple of months racking my brain as to what she was on about. Could it be my weight or the job that I had at the time? Life felt so limiting that I didn't see what else I could realistically change. Then one day, when we returned home from a family holiday, I was standing at the kitchen sink, and it honestly hit me like an absolute wave. I had to end my marriage. That's what my fairy godmother was on about. I needed to end my marriage, I needed to call it quits, and I needed to start a new chapter of my life. I just knew it with every fibre of my being that that's what my tarot reader was on about. And it was almost as if for the first time in 18 years, which is how long we've been together, that I actually wasn't blinded by hope or delusion anymore. Everything all of a sudden made sense. Sorry, I have to wait as well, otherwise I'll be until 6 o'clock. It was as if my alter ego had been released, and she'd finally woken up, and she slapped me around the face and said, "Thank Christ you're awake, you've seen it, you can see the light." And although I was terrified and I was completely and utterly relieved in equal measures, all of a sudden everything just made sense. I knew the decision I was making was going to be scary and heartbreaking, but nothing was more terrifying than continuing the lonely and predictable future that I was facing. It wasn't a decision that I'd made there and then at the kitchen sink. It was a decision that I'd been ignoring for almost half my life. So what does one do when you decide to turn your life upside down? I couldn't ask the tarot reader again for sure, but I needed to make a plan anyway. Step one was to sort my eyebrows out and shed the physical weight that was weighing me down. Now, if you ask any divorcee what the first thing on their exit strategy list is to be as strong and as confident as possible. Not only because you know at some point you're going to want to put together a Tinder profile. Netflix is definitely going to want to know about that script one day, but we'll save that for maybe an evening one. But because you're going to need to be strong, you're going to need to be physically strong and mentally strong for the fight that you're about to take on. I honestly thought that divorce could be so simple. We're told that divorce is a failure, but it's an act of courage to break unhealthy cycles, to stop settling for the bare minimum. But even with my new eyebrows, which I'm really happy about, and the weight loss making me feel better than I had done in years, there's no avoiding the story of divorce. The guilt, the shame, the grief, it all comes at you from all angles, but I kept going. It feels like your whole world is crashing down on you, but in reality, it's just opening up. When my girls, who were really small at the time, when we first moved into our new home to start our next chapter, an opportunity arose to start a new business. The business was a huge risk. It would take every single penny I had from the sale of our family home, and that's all I had left to start this business. But it was my chance to support my little family and build something amazing for our future, which is where Blooms and Bakes are born. It's a very cute and one of the coolest little coffee shops based in the heart of Reigate, and it's something that I am incredibly proud of. It's a place that held me through the darkest of days, made me get out of bed when all I wanted to do was hide from the world. And now, almost 2 years on, I've got a team of 10 incredible girls that literally work so hard and back me every single day. And I'm making plans to grow the business and expand. And we've also been nominated for our first award for Best Cafe in Surrey. So, as it turns out, my tarot reader was right about everything. I'll give you her details. I wouldn't wish the trials of divorce on anyone, but I'm also a huge advocate for choosing you, for loving yourself. Nobody ever fully prepares you for the reality of life after divorce, the uncertainty, the co-parenting, and the emotional turmoil, the children, the struggles and the fears, but I always continue to focus on the possibilities. The calmness and the peace is incredible. The growth and the expansion, the upgrade you experience within yourself, your relationships, your career, and how you can continue to show up and smile through every pain, every single day, especially for those little people that are counting on you. The opportunity also to find true love, real love, the possibility of having a happy ending after all, it's all exhilarating. And I'd do all of the heartbreak all over again to get where I am today.
Hey everybody! MP. And you have won some more lovely flowers from Katie. Alright ladies, we are going to move on to the raffle now, and we're going to whiz through this as fast as possible. 41 to 45, what are you on? 41, 96 to 100.
It's a real pleasure to have you all here today with this special charity lunch in honour of the Dylan Strong Foundation. I just want to say a few words and take a moment to express all our love and support to you, Louise. You inspire all of us here today with your strength, your determination and how successful the charity has become because of you. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you've all had a lovely day. It's been a real privilege to be able to support and be part of Dylan's legacy. So let's all raise our glass to our lovely friend Louise.
A big round of applause for Minna and everyone at Ciao, everyone in the kitchen, everyone behind the bar.